Hey there, it's Sarah. At the Universal Design Project, we are sharing stories to bring awareness to the wide variety of people living in our communities. People's functional needs are diverse, yet their desires are the same, to have the same opportunities as others. People's voices are important to share why living in a welcoming community matters. In this video, individuals explain what is important to them when others interact with them. Quick tip. People want to be treated just like anyone else, and don't be weird. Thanks for listening.
When they interact with me, I wish they would stand in front of me so I can see them, and they tend to migrate to the side so they can lean on my chair, and then I'm looking up like this and getting a stiff neck, and I enjoy it when people say, well, let's move over here and I'll sit down and talk with you, and then they're at my level, because it's hard to sit for long periods of time and talk to someone with your neck back.
I wish they would understand that I'm always in some level of pain, and that sometimes I have fibro fog and I'm just not really comprehending anything very quickly.
Get to know me and who I am, and not my condition, not just what they see.
If they were curious about why I was walking with crutches like that or why I had a cane, I actually wanted them to ask, because I know that going home and thinking like, well, what was wrong with that girl? I don't want them to be in that mindset. I want them to be in the mindset of, wow, that girl was really cool. She had a really cool story.
If somebody walks in a room, it's good for them to announce it just as somebody vision loss, because we don't know that, Joe Blow walked in the room, and maybe not that you're talking about that person, but it'd be nice to know that that person's in the room. Again, if you're talking with somebody, a courteous thing is just, hey Dan, I gotta go. Instead of just leaving and you're standing there talking by yourself, a person introducing themselves, hey Dan, this is John, how you doing? Is helpful than just saying hi and then walking away, or how you doing? Because sometimes people's voices sound a lot alike, especially if they're farther away or if there's noise in the back.
They would just treat me like a normal person, and they would just feel free to try and learn more about me by asking questions. It'd be less weird.
I like when people sit down so I can see them, I can talk to them, because otherwise it's kind of hard to be a part of a group. Oftentimes there are different conversations going on, and normally we just lean in to try and listen, but of course you can't really lean in without rolling over some toes.
So, we can just like turn, and it's very easy, but for Jo, she has to get her entire wheelchair to turn, she has to turn it on first, and then it's like a big deal, and by the time she does all that, the situation that she wanted to see is over.
That's why I prefer when people, have
a sit-down meal. Like Joe's ideal socialization setting.
We sit down and we can chit-chat.
I would definitely say be careful what you ask them. I have been asked some crazy questions, some inappropriate questions that just make your jaw go, what? A lot of people try to relate to you in the best way they can. And their best way to relate to you is, oh, I know someone with cancer. Like my aunt had breast cancer, or my mom had breast cancer, or so-and-so had this cancer. And, they try to relate to you that way by just saying that they know someone. But then they always end up saying, oh, but then she died, or he died, or she got really sick, or it came back again. Like, as a cancer patient and survivor, you do not want to hear those stories. You don't want to hear the negative stuff, because we're fighting for our lives every day, and the fear of recurrence is real. You want to hear the positive, the success stories, the success I kicked cancer's butt stories.
Right.
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
There's a lot of do's and don'ts with guide dogs, just to ask, if you pet the guide dog, just ask if I need help. That's all you need to do, just ask.
I always call, especially when I'm on my crutches, I generate what I call the Kramer effect. I don't know if you remember the TV show Seinfeld. You remember how Kramer would go like that? Right. You can see it in people's faces when they see you for the first time, or especially when they're close to you, and you come around. I wish people would understand that I've been doing this, first of all, for 61 years, since I was 2 years old. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I make mistakes and I screw up now and again. Big time sometimes. So I wish people would, first off, respect that fact. The second thing is that I wish they would ask questions and say, you know, don't start going and doing the Kramer effect of moving things and doing all this and doing this and let me help you and da 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 da. Ask me first. You know.
Have fun.
Yeah. Relax. Yeah.
And I can't have people fussing at me. I don't like it because I get, you know, it hurts me.
But he understood, you know, when you talked to him, he had other brain functions that worked perfectly. So, you know, if you were to make fun of him or, you know, anything like that, or do something around him he knew he couldn't do, he would get sad, you know?
Sure.
And you could tell. So he can express those things besides crying, but
Right.
yeah. So a lot of times if we were walking around and people would stare or whatever, and I think my grandma got a little more upset than me, but I would just be like, why are you looking like, you know, you don't really think about it when you live around them every day that they look different or
Sure.
whatever, but
You're
just
kind of
like,
used to it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
those kind of things, you know, that, you know, they're aware that you're making fun or staring, and it's not nice, obviously, so
Right.
yeah, they know more than you think.
Don't be shy about asking questions if you can help. You know, personally, I don't mind, and the people who do mind, I think there's still there's some anger within them, and I think they're still making some adjustments to their disability. Newly injured, I think, or particularly offended by that sort of thing. But when you're an old timer and you've been around for a while, you know, I'm not offended at all. So just, as I say, be respectful, because for them to talk to you and to do whatever for you, as I said, you represent a different population that they will encounter some other time in their lives. So, and they'll remember what happened between the two of you. So.
If you liked these stories and want to hear more, check out our website, universaldesign.org/people. Oh, and if you can relate to situations like this, share your story on our site and contribute to our wall of people. This helps bring awareness for the need for better design for a wide variety of people in our communities.